So, with Wish, being released this past Thanksgiving week, it's still Thanksgiving week, and I hope all of you have had a good one. But with Wish coming out this past Thanksgiving, a lot of people were talking about that saw the film. A lot of people looked at it, and through their mixed reaction, because it got a mixed reaction. There's no doubt about that. Some good, some positive. Some good and positive, some bad and negative, and basically overall, just the criticism has been right down the middle. A lot of people that have talked about it have gone here on YouTube, gone on social media, gone through the articles on Variety, Hollywood Reporter, comicbook.com, and all that, and have basically spoiled the film. By basically saying that overall what this film is not just a celebration of 100 years of Disney and the animation legacy that helped put the company on the map, but mostly that this film serves as a prequel to all those animated films, fairy tale or not, that Disney has produced throughout its legacy. Films like Snow White, Pinocchio, all the way up to Encanto. This basically is that film. This basically is that film, that Disney is giving us. But you might ask yourself, well, why do people believe that? Why do they feel that way? Why do they feel that this is what Disney, is doing? Well, it's real simple. Because according to those that saw the film in early screenings, saw the film opening night and everything, basically, and there are going to be spoilers here, basically, some of the things you see in the film are references, if not acknowledgments, of other Disney, animated properties. Like, for example, Asha's friends that help her, at the, in the climax of the film, as I just took my time there, represent the seven dwarfs by personality that you see here in Snow White. Well, others, like the Wishing Star, of course, are a reference to Pinocchio and everything. And that the song that the grandfather, who's celebrating, ironically, his 100th anniversary, is writing to inspire future generations, is Wish Upon a Star. So there's that connection as well. And then if that's not enough, you listen to what the goat says during the film or at the end of the film, saying he wants to create, his wish is to create a utopia, a zootopia. I don't know if he says zootopia in the film, but a utopia, a place where animals like himself can live in peace and harmony, thus referencing, of course, Zootopia. But the biggest reference, or the two biggest references, if not ways of tying in the film as being a prequel, are what happened at the end. Mostly to the king and to Asha. Because what happens to the king in his defeat is he gets sucked into this glass mirror-like fragment that's on top of this wand he creates, courtesy of this forbidden magic that basically, just like Dr. Facilier in Princess and the Frog, he has to basically sell his soul for, connect his soul for, to have its power. At the end of the film, because he can't, fulfill his end of the bargain and he gets defeated, he gets sucked into the glass. And a lot of people have said that when he gets sucked in there, you see this image, this facial image that looks identical to the face in the mirror in Snow White for the evil queen. Thus, in a way, saying that the king is indeed now the face in the mirror, now the face of the magic mirror. Thus, basically saying that he's the one that gets called upon by the evil queen in Snow White. But then Asha, in a way, this is where really people are like, seriously? This is who she is? Because at the end of the film, Asha gets a gift from the star before he goes back up into the sky to join the other stars. She gets a gift from the star, and that gift is a magic wand. And that wand is identical to the one the fairy godmother has in Cinderella. You see where I'm going at with this? Because a lot of people feel and theorize that because she wears a similar outfit, cloak, if you will, that the fairy godmother does, and now she has a wand that will allow her to grant wishes, for those in the town of Rosas, which I kind of like the name of that because that's my grandparents' last name and my mom's initial last name, so I like that. Because it gives her this magic wand to grant the citizens their wishes, a lot of people have said that you combine that along with the outfit she wears, and they say that she's basically either the fairy godmother that you see here in Cinderella, basically, if I can get this out for a second, that she's essentially this woman here, if you will, or that she could be the mentor of that fairy godmother. In other words, the fairy godmother we see in Cinderella could eventually end up being Asha's apprentice. So, so yeah, you could see why people are kind of mixed about the film and why they're not, really bothering by, when they come out and talk about it and giving away spoilers and everything about, what happens in it. So you can see and understand that. But yeah, it's like, you look at it, and some people have said one of the other things that makes it feel like, Disney either AI'd this, because a lot of people feel that Disney may have made this in AI, which I don't think they did. Maybe part of it they did, but not entirely. But one of the things that they feel, makes this a film that gets the mixed reaction that it does, gets the criticism that it does, is that some of it feels like it's unfinished. Now, maybe that's the animation style. That's a blending of CGI and animation and 2D animation, together in a way that normally you wouldn't see, because a lot of us have gotten used to the 2D, CGI animation blend style when it comes to things like Frozen and Wreck-It Ralph and all that, and Encanto. But here it's like it's a blending of, you see CGI, but it's mostly 2D. It's kind of a unique blend, if you will. It's a unique blend, excuse me. And a lot of people, I think, were put off by that. But I think what they were also put off by is the fact that a lot of them feel that the animation, some scenes of it felt incomplete. Like there was things missing. Now, some have said maybe Disney did that on purpose because of what this film represents, and everything. And that might be true. Or maybe some feel like, hey, they were in a rush to get it out to tie in with the 100 years, and they just said, leave it. And, people might say something, but, as long as the story's good and they understand the reasoning for it, that's going to basically overtake any artistic criticisms we might get. Maybe that's the case too. We don't know. But yeah, the artistic style overall is what threw them off. Is another thing I should say that they're not particularly fond of, because they think it's either incomplete and it was in a rush, or it's incomplete because that's how Disney planned it to be, to tie into the history of the legacy of the animated, features that they've done in the past, as decades, the past, 80 decades, 8 decades, not 80 decades, but 8 decades, if you will. So, 90 decades, almost 90 decades will be this year. I guess. I'm not really sure. It will be in a few years, several years, I should say. But we don't know. But yeah, Wish, but Wish overall, I haven't seen it yet. When I see it, I'll probably enjoy it and everything and like the references. But yeah, overall, it's a mixed bag. It is definitely a mixed bag. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Wish and the mixed reaction and criticism it's getting? Let me know down below. And until then,